Let me teach you how to make a healthy pot of okra soup as a TTC mom. Do well to watch this video to the end if you're a TTC mom or you're just eating healthy and trying to live a healthier lifestyle. First, you're going to boil your proteins because you need the stock to cook this soup. So for my protein, I'm using chicken and fish, which are very healthy protein options. So I am going to grill up this protein. I won't be frying them or using them cooked. So I would grill them because I want the extra flavor. Now this okra soup recipe is one recipe that I would never get tired of eating. If you're making okra soup any other way apart from this way, then you want to try out this recipe and I bet you would never regret this. For my chicken, I'm going to put it inside my air fryer and I'm going to grill it for 10 minutes until it is properly cooked. So guys, I put the first part of my chicken and I'm just going to air fry this. I on my air fryer in the switch and then I'm going to set the timer and the temperature. For the temperature, I'll be grilling this in 190 degrees centigrade and I'm going to be doing this for 10 minutes. So guys, I will reduce the time from 15 to 10 minutes and I'm going to grill this for 10 minutes. 10 minutes later, I open my fryer and then I am going to turn this. So you're going to flip this over just like I am doing. Let the what is down come up and what is up go down. And this is to get an even fried chicken. Guys, I recommend this method of frying your chicken because it has to do with frying without oil. So this is actually like grilling. So I did this for extra 5 minutes, making it a total of 15 minutes in 100 and degrees centigrade. So I'm going to repeat this process for all my protein and then we'll be right back to start the cooking procedure proper. At this point, I am putting the second batch of chicken into my air fryer. Guys, please, when you're doing this, don't overcrowd your air fryer because if you do, it will not fry evenly. So you want to do as much as your air fryer can carry per time. So guys, this air fryer is one equipment that you need as a TTC mom because it makes cooking fun and it allows you make a healthy diet in every recipe. There is always a way to navigate your way through every and any recipe using an air fryer. And the best part is that it gives you the best result that you would have gotten if you're using oil. And it's very, very healthy. Believe me, it is very, very healthy. Since I got this air fryer, I have been eating my chicken without the fear of taking in so much oil per time because I actually prefer fried chicken to just cooked chicken. So this air fryer has given me the luxury to eat as much as I want. So guys, I'm just going to take out all my proteins and then we are going to proceed to cook the okra soup proper. Guys, for this okra soup, like I earlier mentioned, I am using chicken, fish, crayfish, pepper, salt, my seasoning cubes, okra, my uziza leaves, and then my ogbono. Guys, there is no okra soup for me without ogbono. I love the way it makes my soup draw. And for this recipe, we are going to be using less oil because we are going to be eating healthy, so we don't want to use too much oil. So I'm using 3 spoons of oil, although I'm going to add extra oil as I cook. But if you're using little or lesser okra, you have to reduce the oil that you're using because we don't want to take in so much oil into our body system. So for this recipe, I am using half a pint of okra. That is the quantity of okra that I'm using. So starting this soup, I'm going to dissolve my ogbono inside oil, red oil, and then I'm going to add hot water to form a paste. And this is a way of getting, like, if your ogbono is bad, at this point you are going to know. So this is like a trick that I always use before I incorporate my ogbono inside my soup. So if you had added your ogbono directly into your soup and eventually you have a bad ogbono, you would be left with a sorry pot of soup. So you'll be sorry for yourself at that point, and you will now start running helplessly to, find a better ogbono. But if you make this process, you can discover if your ogbono is good or bad before it finally enters your pot of soup and make a mess of everything. So whether I am cooking ogbono soup or I am cooking okra soup, I always use this procedure to vet if my ogbono is good or bad. And from this, you can see that this ogbono is very, very good. It is very, very good. If it was bad, it would not draw. Like, it will not even form this consistency. It will be just watery and it will be looking at you like that. So at this point, I have tested and I have vetted that my ogbono is very, very good. So I'm just going to proceed to cook the soup proper. So at this point, I can say I have prepped everything I need to cook this soup. So for starters, I'm going to like pour in my meat stock into my pot, the pot I'll be using to cook this soup proper. So once this is nice and done, I'm going to cover this pot and allow this to come to a boil. And once it comes to a boil, I'm going to now introduce that my ogbono that I have prepared. So I'm going to pour this ogbono inside my boiling stock, and I'm going to mix it up together and to form a consistency that really, really draws. So once my ogbono is inside my stock, I'm going to get my spoon and I'm going to turn this. I'm going to turn this until both of them marries themselves, like until they get blended together and form a consistency that draws very, very well. So I'll keep turning this, I'll keep mixing it until everything is nice and incorporated. Okay, so the mixture would have to be well incorporated before I stop turning, and when it incorporates, it will start drawing. So you can see, so now I can say that I have my soup base ready. So this part is how I do this recipe. So I also have another okra soup recipe in this channel which I made with only fish, so you can check that out also. But this recipe I made it with grilled protein. So next thing is to add my okra. So if you want to know how I blended this okra, I actually grated this okra, I will drop a link to the first okra soup video where I showed you the grater I used and how I navigated my way through this chopping process. Like, it's very simple, it's easy, and it's very fast. I didn't use knife for this. I didn't use knife. I used a grater and it was very, very fast. So I'm just going to stir this to mix my okra into the soup base that I have already. And at this point, you can see that there will be need to add a little more oil into the soup. But if you want, you can leave it like this. If I was eating the soup alone, I would have left it like this. But because I'm eating it with my husband, I have to add a little more oil just to make it more appealing to the eyes. I added a little water to lighten up the soup because it was very, very thick, and I think there will be need to add more water. So guys, at this point, I went in with my crayfish and my pepper, and for extra heat. And then I added in two seasoning cubes. And because this is okra soup, a little thing you do, the maggi can just go one side and go and stay. So I had to like melt it in water, then added it to the soup, and then I mixed everything together. So guys, you can see that this soup is already coming together. I don't know, but whenever I'm cooking okra soup, I have to prepare everything and get it ready, because once you start, there is no stopping. You just throw in everything, virtually everything, just throw it in at intervals, and it's very, very fast. Like, There is no time to sit and gist when you're making okra soup. It's a very, very fast soup to make. Then I added in my salt, and I'm going to now go in with extra red oil, and then I'm going to mix this up. So at this point, this soup is getting together and is getting very much ready. So you can see, even as though I added oil, it is not too much. We are going to, like, we are trying as much as possible to eat healthy. So we don't need to add so many things that would affect the nutritional value of what we are actually trying to cook. So you want to, cook this very, very healthy, maintain the health benefits in as much as you want it to look appealing to the eyes, but at least you have to eat healthy. So it's our health first, then every other thing can come. I added in my uziza leaf at this point, so you can see I also love using uziza leaf for my soups, especially my okra soup and my egusi soup, because of this flavor and taste. It has a distinct taste that it gives it, which I really, really love. So I love using uziza leaf for my egusi and my okra soup. So I intentionally added this leaf now so that it can incorporate into the soup, and so that I won't be turning this soup so much after adding my protein, because I don't want it to break. This is a very thick soup and a very stubborn soup at that. So you have to, if there's anything you need to get to incorporate, this is the time. And then I also had to taste it. Then once I saw that everything was nice and good, seasoning, salt, everything checked, I now incorporated my protein. So at this point, you can say that your soup is done. Like, once this protein enters, it's done. And guys, if you've not tried using grilled protein for your soup, for your okra soup, you want to try this recipe. Like, it banged. The recipe was so nice. Like, my husband actually loves egusi soup and he rarely eats okra soup. But this okra soup, he has not let me rest ever since I made it. He has been everywhere over this okra soup. Like, he literally asked me to make swallow for him that he wants to eat okra soup. So I think this is a recipe that I would never let go. This is the first time I'm trying this recipe and I am not letting it go. So guys, this is our soup and it is very, very ready. So come with your swallow. So, guys, drop your comments. What do you think about this soup? Is this something you would like to try? And if you're a TTC mom, I assure you that this is a very, very healthy way to make your okra soup. And if you don't like ogbono, like if you don't want your soup to really, really draw like mine, then by all means, you can skip the ogbono or you can reduce the quantity. But this is the exact way I love my okra soup. And why not? I used a lot of ogbono. So, guys, this is it. And if you're yet to subscribe to this channel, you're shooting yourself in the leg, because there are 1,001 recipes that you are missing already. And I'm going to drop everything I use in the description box. So do well to check it out. Bye.